Hi, I'm Karun Chandhok racing with iSport International in the Gp2 Series. Very good guys, very professional. You can see why they won the championship last year. So, no, I was very pleased to be here and have the opportunity to work with Paul and Richard and Gavin and all the mechanics. They're a lovely bunch of guys and very helpful. So, and I think the opportunity to race with them in Asia as well as in Europe has worked out quite well. I think it's given us a chance in Asia for us to get the relationship going. And the European Championship is obviously the main one, so that's the one that everybody's aiming to be successful in. So it's good that we've had the chance in Asia to get the ball rolling, and we should be well prepared for Asia, for Europe.
And you're at the champion. I mean, why is it that makes iSport such a special team? I mean, they won the championship last year. What is it that's so good about this team?
No, they're obviously a very good quality team in terms of, I think, in engineering side of things for sure. There's a strong depth of engineering. They're all they've been around for a long time. There's plenty of experience there, at the top level, the engineers and the mechanics as well. I think that, they're very good guys. They all work as a team. If any one car's got a problem, the other one jumps in to help, and there's a really good atmosphere within the team, and I think that's what's helped them so far in the past, and hopefully that's what's going to help us be successful this year.
What are your hopes for this season?
I think certainly, the objective is to win races in Europe and in Asia. That's got to be the objective, and to try and, it's difficult to predict what's going to happen in the championship because you need luck and reliability. There's so many other outside factors. So at the moment, I'd just like to say to get podiums and win races would be a good season.
What about the championship?
Like I said, you need a lot of...
Think you can do it?
I think that there's no reason why we can't be contenders for the championship. But as I said before, I think there's a lot of other factors in apart from just being quick. You need luck, you need reliability, you need a lot of other things to win a championship or to be at the front of the championship. So yeah, I'd like to think that we can be up there fighting for wins and podiums, and we'll see what happens.
So, but iSport, what makes it different from all the other teams? I mean, there's something special, isn't there? Why is there something so special? I mean, they just have a completely different approach, I think, to the other teams.
I think certainly if you look at the past in GP2, there's been a few teams which have been strong right from day one. ART, iSport. They've been the two teams that consistently every year have been running at the front and have been successful, and I think together with PK Sports and a couple others, there's 5 or 6 strong teams, and I think any one of these are capable of winning the championship. iSport for me was a great option because I like working with an English team. I've lived in the UK for 5 years and worked with English teams in Formula 3, so I quite enjoy working with them, and our thought process is quite similar. So I was very happy to come here and work with an engineering-led team. I think that's what makes them different, is that they're very engineering-driven rather than sort of marketing or PR or from any other angle.
So why is it you like racing in GP2? Why is it you want to be in GP2? What's so good about GP2?
I think the Gp2 series has proved in the past already with the likes of Lewis and Heikki, Nelson, Timo, all these guys going to Formula 1. I think the series has proved to be the best stepping stone for Formula 1. I think any driver who really wants to get to F1 today has to come and do GP2. And it's, that's why I'm here. I'd like to be, successful in GP2, and that'll give me hopefully a good stepping stone to Formula 1 in 2009.
Why would iSport be such a good platform for sponsors and that sort of thing to get involved with the team? Tell me a bit about the hospitality and
I think
the series offers, and being close to Formula 1, I suppose, as well.
I think
that kind of profile.
Yeah. I think the GP2 series itself is a great platform for sponsors. It's a chance for sponsors to work with drivers and teams for significantly less money than they would have to spend in Formula 1. But they're getting the same live audience because obviously we race on Sunday just before the Formula 1 Grand Prix and on Saturday just after the Formula 1 qualifying. So you're right there in front of 100,000 plus people at the race weekend. It's a good TV package, and there's plenty of opportunities for sponsors to be entertained in Paddock Club and things like that, just like they would in Formula 1, but for significantly less money in GP2. So I think there's a lot of benefits certainly in GP2, and I think it's a great platform that's been created for sponsors, just as it is for drivers and teams.
You've got Bruno, obviously a big name. Bruno Senna is your teammate. How do you think you guys are going to get on this season?
I get along very well with Bruno. You know, even last year when we were in different teams, we got along quite well. I've known him actually since I think 2004, 2005. I've known him, so he's a good guy. And you know, I think despite having the biggest surname in our business, he's surprisingly normal. You know, you can sit down and have a normal conversation like him with him, and he's a good bloke. And you know, we seem to have a similar, you know, interest in what we want from the car, you know, in terms of setup and in terms of what direction we want to take the car in, you know, from the engineering side, which makes life easier for the guys in the team because what works with one driver works for the other. So I think we've got a good working relationship as well as personally we get along very well, and I think it's good for the team.
We still good?
Yeah, still good, yeah.
Right, still okay?
Yeah, it's fine, yeah. I mean, we're losing a bit of sound quality obviously with the wind, but not much. But we'll look at that later. I think we'll be all right.
All right, finally, you're working with Paul Jackson now. He's got a great reputation for being with drivers. How have you found working?
Paul's somebody who doesn't beat around the bush. he's very undiplomatic, which I think is quite good and is quite refreshing in this business. You know, you find a lot of people in motorsport who like to talk, you know, a lot and go round and round in circles and really beat around the bush. But Paul just comes out and says, "Well, that's rubbish. That's good. This is what you got to do." You know, he's very straight, and it was great. Even when we sat down to negotiate the deal and things like that, it was good that he's very straightforward, and I think I'd like to think we were the same, and that's why we've got along very well.